Much love, much love. Yeah. What you saying, baby? I can't hear you. What you saying? Love you more. I love you more. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I mean, you've been on tour. You had arrested yet?
No, I haven't arrested. I left my house in February, and I left my house in February, and I have not slept in my bed since February. And this is, I think I'm going home tomorrow night. I'm going to get a chance to sleep in my bed, and it's a wonderful thing. And at the end of the day, after 15 top to 10 records, and you know, that's a bit to swallow, and you've done 9 albums, and you've done 9 years worth of touring at 99 shows, possibly a year, and you come home with nothing. See, people, you gotta understand, when you go into business taking care of your business. That's your business. That's not his or her business, it's your business. And you gotta wrap your love, yourself around your business and get yourself paid. Thank you, that's how you do that. That's how you do that. Are you gonna come out the way I came out? Well, I'm just saying, you did it for me. I mean, you do have to know how great you are. God has instilled something in you. Whatever is the gift that you have, it's the gift that God has given you. And you have to know that that's worth multi-millions of dollars. And it means that, see, God is rich. We are people in his own image. He's rich, that means we're rich. See? Come on now, y'all gotta understand and believe it. That means we're rich. And so if we allow, you have to know how it feels. You know, this is a richness that you have inside, a gift. That's a gift. So that's richness already. And then when you start exploiting that, you have to know what that's worth. And I forgot. I had to say this in the book. We have to know what we're worth, and then we can be able to exploit that gift to the world. And trust me.
So someone comes up, they say, Uncle Charlie, I mean, I know I'm gifted. I know I can do this, but no one's taking me seriously. Or how can I demand that? What advice would you give to me? How do I discover what my self-worth is?
Baby, you just need to do what you're gifted to do, and trust me, if you're good at it, it's just like how everybody makes it. Someone is going to see how good you are, and is going to take your product and go running with it. That's as simple as that. Yeah. And you have to just work on your craft. Your craft is worth working on. If this is what you love to do, you have to work at this every day, single day. See, let me tell you something. I was on drugs, and I was the worst. I was probably the best crackhead. Y'all don't want to listen to it because you know. See, I was the best crackhead because I smoked it every day, all day. See? So I'm saying if you want to be the best at what you do, you got to do it every day, all day. That's all I'm saying. I sing all day, every day, and that's why I have hit records now, because of you. You're listening and you're buying the records. I sing all day, every day. And I'm tired, my throat is hurt, yeah, but I just sing every day. Hey girl, how you doing? My name is Charlie, last name Wilson, and I was wondering if I could take you out, show you a good time, invite you to my house. Here is my number, girl, you can call me, and don't forget it, babe, the name is Charlie. Every day, you know what I'm saying? I ain't scared to sing up in here, you know.
All right. So it was Pearl Clay, another author, who said that you have to be if you really want to affect people, if you really want to touch people, it's important to be transparent. So, because people can identify with transparency and can identify with you and say, okay, well, if he was there, and I know I'm there, or even lower, I can get back up. So please, let's now start talking about the lows. the low times.
Let me tell you something. I went to a party, I'm gonna say it again, in 1969. I'm just using that as an example. And I did not leave the party. Everybody been gone. But me. I mean, let me tell you something. I got so low that I ended up in the worst places. After platinum and platinum and platinum records, I ended up sleeping under U-Haul trucks, parked cars. I ain't scared to tell you none of this here. You see, I know there's somebody out there now struggling with drugs and don't want to tell nobody. See, you can look at me now. I know I'm popping my own pop. I was the worst drug, smoking crack, smoking, drunk, ugliest, nasty. And God just, see, you can drown in 3 inches of water if you just lay there in it. It doesn't have to be a swimming pool, it doesn't have to be the ocean. But if you just get up, you can get up. Because everybody told me that I was washed up and I was done and through with money. You might as well go and retire, that's what they told me. Now I know that I can still sing. In my heart, I'm saying, I know I can still sing. Why is everybody turning me down? And so when I got myself sober, they told me I was too old back then. So for 10 years, 10 after I was sober, that I'm 10 years clean. And I'm knocking on every major record company's door, and they looking at me like I was the nastiest looking thing that they had ever seen. That's when I got the inner strength right there. I said, see, you don't know the same God I know, because let me just tell you something. It is not one of them executives right now, not one in this music business right now. I done outlived them. I done outsaw them. And now when I see them, they try to hug all up on me like, I knew you was going to be up. See, you can get up as well. I know some of you listen out there and you can't wait to go get a hit, and you can't wait to get your drink on. And I'm just telling you, you don't have to be like that. Because it works if you work it. You can get up. You can get up. I swear you can get up. You can get up. You just got to use that strength inside of you and never give up on yourself. Yeah, I know. Because I'm going. I got started here. Y'all got started. God is good. And all the time, if you need anything from God, I'm telling you, look at me, look at me. I am a living testimony that anything you ask for in prayer, if you ask, it shall be given, and if you knock, the doors will be opened unto you. I am not a preacher. I just got a testimony, that's it. Come on somebody. Y'all act like y'all scared to give God some praise. I ain't scared of it over here.
You have to get a shout out from here.
Come on, it's all right, because if you shout, I'll shout right with you. I see some family up in here now. I know I'm giving amen. Yeah, hey babies, I see the leaders over there. Hey, how y'all doing? That's my baby. Come on.
All right.
Somebody.
So tell us about your beautiful wife now.
Oh, let me
and
tell you.
how she was instrumental.
Okay. Now, I was on the streets, and I had been there for about maybe 2.5 years, living in just so much filth. And a cousin of mine came to see me. I mean, she didn't just come to see me. She stumbled up on me in Hollywood. And when she saw me, she said, "Cuz." And she looked so amazingly good. Her skin was bright yellow, and when we used to get high together, she had these dark marks all over, dark spotches, blotches all over her face. And her skin was so vibrant and clear and yellow. She just looked so, like she had just God all in her. And I was like, and me, I'm saying, "Hey, cuz, give me a hit." I'm still trying to get some drugs. She said, "Cuz, I've been sober for 3 years." And I said, "It's been that long?" She looked at me, she just started crying. She said, "You're dying out here, you dying." She hugged me, and I had a couple of safety pins in my pants, one in the, 2 on the side and 1 in the back, like I lost about 3-4 inches from the waistline. I was a guy who used to weigh 175 or something like that, 170, and I was down to 130 or 120. So she said, "I want to take you to this rehabilitation center." I had already been in about 7 because other people wanted me to go. So she talked me into this rehab, and when I got there, they put me into the front of the list because the list was very long, and it was a long stay facility, like 128 days, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. So when I got in there, didn't have no money. They just trusted to put me in here because, it's happening. God, trust me. So they got me in there, and immediately I started showing out. I'm Charlie Wilson from the Gap Band. I'm walking. I seen a guy with blonde hair, so I asked this guy to dye my hair, and it was the wrong color. It turned out reddish blonde. I look like a wet matchstick. And they gave me a room, and I remember trying to get high in this facility. Now, if you get caught in a drug rehabilitation center with some drugs, you get ready to get kicked out of that place. Anyway, every time I tried to get high, there was somebody walking down the hallway to say hello, welcome to the clinic, welcome this. And it just happened every time. God was just keeping me, just kept his hands around, arms around me. Then this one last time, the walk sounded a little bit feminine, so I was like, this must be a woman, sound like heels. Put the stuff up, and this lady named Miss Maheen came in and said, "Hey, how are you? I noticed that you kind of been going to sleep in classes, and this was the first week." And I was like, "Yeah, she said, "Well, your body is detoxing, that's kind of normal. And what I want you to do is you start participating in this program so you can gather some tools for the rest of your life. You need to start participating, like sharing your life and try to find some of those feelings." And I remember the first 14 days I was walking around like I was just here, signing autographs or whatever. It's just so crazy. I didn't have a dime in my pocket. But anyway, the third week, I remember I just started getting in touch with my own feelings, and God began to speak to me, and I started just tearing up in these meetings. I didn't want to say, "Hi, my name is Charlie Wilson, and I'm an alcoholic crackhead." I just didn't want to say that, because I just didn't believe that I just was a crackhead. I knew I was getting high all day, every day. I am not a crackhead. No, I'm not saying it. But when I started saying it, it was the first day of my life when I started living, because it seemed like the burden just lifted up off of me, and I surrendered to something greater than myself. And I turned everything that I was going on over to him. And so this lady came to me and said, "I want to say something to you. What are you going to do when you get out?" I broke to cry. I said, "Ma'am, I don't have nowhere to go." She said, "Well, I tell you what, I'll help you I won't let your feet hit the ground if you're serious about being clean and sober. And I was so sick and tired, so tired of being sick and tired, that I said, ma'am, if I could just get this thing right one time, I'm gonna show the world, I'm gonna show the world. I just got this feeling. She said, okay, let's start working on your life. She took me out, started doing some remarkable things for me, setting me up, this, that. So when I got ready to graduate, from the 28 days, I didn't have 128, I had only 28. I've been homeless for 2.5 years, just smoking any and everything but buck wings. So when I got all of the things that I needed to be secure in life, you know, material things, home, this, that, everything. I said, ma'am, I can't be up in here by myself. And she looked at me and said, well, I don't know what you're thinking about, sir. I don't know you like that. So I'm set, but I don't have anybody to be up in here with me, so I'm gonna have to ask you to stay here with me. She said, I'm gonna say it one more time. I don't know you like that, and I'm not living up in here with you like that. So I waited a little while, and then I just started whispering a little, singing the notes a little bit in that ear. Then I asked her to marry me. Later on, she married me. This woman is a remarkable woman. She's my center on the basketball court who blocks shots. She's the goalie on the ice skating rink that blocks his puck, knocking pucks out of the. She has been there every day. We've been together 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for 20 years this year. My wife, there she goes. She's over there somewhere, but anyway. That is a woman that God sent to me. Because I tried to be with so many different women myself, and baby, it just didn't work. But when God put somebody in your life, see, you gotta wait on the Lord. See, I don't think y'all listen to what I'm saying. Y'all scared of me. And I don't want to sound like I'm rambling. See, you gotta wait on the Lord. Because once He give you something, no man can put asunder to what that blessing's going to be like. I'm sorry, just keep on going, man. What else you want to talk about? I'm sorry.
No,
I got a little loose now. I'm sorry.
It's all about you, all about you.
People are looking at me like I'm crazy right now. They say, well, let's get out of here. This seems like you better have church up in here. Sometimes we don't want to hear the truth. Sometimes we don't want to hear the truth. See, I'm not a preacher at all. I'm not a preacher. I just got a testimony, and I promise God, if I ever get a microphone in my hand again, I'm going to tell everybody about you. All right? That's all I'm saying. All right? So if you're struggling with drugs, if you're struggling with addiction, or you're struggling with a bad relationship, just leave it in the hands of the Lord. Trust me. He'll fix it for you like He fixed it for me.
So, but Uncle Charlie, if somebody if God puts somebody in your life, how do you know if it's God? How do you know that those are some real questions, right, ladies?
Yes.
How do you know that that's the person God is?
God don't make mistakes. I'm sorry to tell you, if you think He do, He don't make mistakes. I've had so many women in my life, but this one, I've never been with one woman for 20 years and never touched another one, so it has got to be God in there all along. He sent me the angel. You're going to know that it's God because that person's going to love you like you've never been loved before. That's how that is. That's when it's God.
And you talked about in the beginning that it was, it was rocky. It's hard to be with someone who is just recovering, but she hung in there with you.
Oh, yeah, see, a knucklehead, like me, I was, I didn't, she told me, well, we're going to have to be together every day. I'm like, every day? Every day, Charlie Wilson, every single day. But let me tell you something. She taught me how to love unconditionally. She taught me how to respect a woman. She taught me how to treat a woman. She taught me how to love God again. she just instilled so many different things back into my life that I had just for a year or two, had forgotten about. So I just have to just thank God for this angel He put in my life. That's it. Yeah.
When God begins to bless you, it's funny how He'll give you double for your trouble. You got a son-in-law there. I mean, you got a son. That's
yes.
No joke.
No. Let me tell you something. When I got my wife, she started working. It was funny. She came right in, and she's like, so you do music? I was like, yeah. What do you do? I was like, well, I got a group called the Gab Band. She never heard of that before. She's from another country. She's like, well, I don't know what that is, but she said, you've been stealing. Here it is right here. You're stealing here, you're stealing there, you're stealing here. She said, you can't come up my office and say, I don't care what you want to say. You're stealing money from the Gap Band and you ain't booking no more shows. Thank you, goodbye, good night. And we left. And so I was like, wow, you turned into the manager too? So my brother, bless his soul, he's gone now. He started booking some shows way away from the figure that we were supposed to be getting. Really low. So one night we was doing some performance, and my stepson, he comes in. I said, count that money and pay the band, and let's get out of here. So he was counting the money on the floor, and I heard something in my ear said, hire him for manager. And I was like, it was on a whispering voice. So I said, everybody come in for a second. Everybody came in the room. I said, from now on, this man right here is going to manage the Gap Band, Michael. And he looked up to me like, me? I was like, yeah, you're going to manage the Gap Band. He said, but I'm on my way to law school. I said, you're going to manage the Gap Band. And let me tell you something. This young man came into our life. We had never had a royalty check. We had never... Oh my gosh, y'all see I'm about to start crying. And he stepped in there, and we saw those contracts. He got teared out and said, man, I promise you, I would never let anybody take or steal from you again, ever in life. And when he took over the band, everybody was just getting paid left and right. And as things get good, so here come the devil all the time. So that didn't work out too long. And so he kept encouraging, advising me I need to get going by myself and tell my father, the bishop, he said, son, you need to get going and don't look back at this ever again. So I decided to just take off by myself with him in my corner, and the rest is history. I never like to bring this up, but I've made more money in 30 minutes than I made in 9 years recording Gap Band records. He did that.
Right, let's give him
That's God sent him in my life. See, never taking something that don't belong to you. Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yes. Yes.
So let me ask you this. So reading your book, the one thing that stood out to me is this. It seems that God, correct me if I'm wrong,
yes,
but sometimes God will put you through things,
oh, yeah,
right? And you're Charlie Wilson, you're the singer, everybody knows Charlie Wilson.
Yes.
And you believe that your purpose is to sing,
yes,
encourage people.
yes.
But listening to you, reading your book, I'm wondering if singing is just the vehicle to a greater message.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Let me tell you something. God will allow you to go through something so devastating, and if you can get through that and be able to tell how good the glory of God is, then He's going to use you as a vehicle to get to somebody else. I never thought there'd be this many people up in here listening to me talk about a book. I just didn't ever think I'd get there. But see, God is using me for the stage, because I promised Him that if He let me get back to the stage, I'm going to praise you and shout you out every night. So here I am, wrote a book, and up in here, answering questions and spilling my guts and spilling this book, some of this book to you. And God allow you, again, He allow you to just go to your lowest so you can bring somebody up back up out the pit with you. Because I went to hell. I've been to hell and back. So I know, like, if some of you going through something, let me help pull you out. Let me help pull you out. God has got me here, help you get out of your situation. I'm telling you right now, that's what I'm doing.
So what's next for Charlie Wilson? What's on the horizon? What can we expect?
Let me tell you something. Everything is growing and growing. I remember when I started off on my own, I started out in clubs, very small clubs. And then I went from there to theaters. And theaters, I remember one time I was backstage in a theater on the East Coast. And I remember seeing Luther Vandross's name on there, sold out 5 nights. And I was like, oh wow, I'm in the same building with Luther Vandross. Oh wow, this is great. And I'm looking on the wall, and when I opened that curtain, looked out, it was 55 people. I was so crushed. But that's the beginning of it. I just kept on and just grinding and grinding. That 55 turned into 5,500 later on. And then I said, God, is this all I got? This is all you got for me? And I asked my manager last year, I said, man, we've been doing theaters for the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know. We've just been doing, what am I going to do now? He says, what is it you want to do? I said, man, I want to do something big. He said, what do you mean by that? I want to go to like some arenas. He was like, arenas? I said, yeah. He said, man, if we go in arenas and don't sell no tickets, we're going to look like 2 idiots. Then he said, but if we sell some tickets, we will look like 2 geniuses. I said, put the show up, because I want to look like genius better than idiot. And we put them shows up. The first week, the first arena sold out. The highest grossing tour in 2015 was the Forever Charlie tour. My first arena tour was the biggest and the best tour that was out this year. You know what it was when I don't play.
Oh yeah.
How many of y'all came to see us at the Forever Charlie? That's it. Come on.
All right. Well, we're going to start to wind down now because I know everybody here wants to meet you.
Yes. And listen, this book right here is called I Am Charlie Wilson. Now listen, I gotta say this because my mother used to always say, a mighty poor train came to his own whistle. Now, it was because of you that I sold out the shows. It was because of you I had the #1 record. It was because of you I went gold and platinum. Now, I want to be on the bestseller list, so you're going to have to help me get there. So the only way I can get there is you're going to have to buy some books, because I'm going to bless you in this book and show you how to get up off the streets. How many of y'all already got the book already? See, look at that. How many of you don't have the book? Raise your hands. It's my, okay, you know how you listen to somebody, you said you thought you throwed your hand up, but you didn't, and just look at me like, okay, but I want you to get this book, because I know you got loved ones who are going through something, or you might be going through something. You want to see what's in that book? I'm going to show you God is good forever in this book, how he blessed me. What else you want to do?
All right, well.
You want to take some pictures or something, or what is it?
Yes.
What is it? Hey, baby, she walking past there with the book.